The stars looked different that morning. Admiral Kim Tae-ho stood on the bridge of his ship, watching the screens that showed empty space. But he knew they were coming. Earth's deep space sensors had been tracking the alien fleet for 3 days now. 300 massive warships, moving toward Earth like a dark cloud of death. Kim Tae-ho was 55 years old and had fought in many battles during the Mars colonial wars. He had scars on his face and gray hair, but his eyes were still sharp. He commanded the Pacific Defense Fleet, one of Earth's most important military groups. But today, even his powerful ship seemed small compared to what was coming. "Sir, we're getting a message," said his communication officer. The young woman's voice was steady, but Kim could see fear in her eyes. "It's from the alien fleet." "Put it on screen," Kim ordered. The main screen flickered and then showed something that made everyone on the bridge go quiet. It was an alien creature, tall and thin with gray skin and large black eyes. It wore what looked like a military uniform with strange symbols. When it spoke, the words came through in perfect English, translated by some kind of machine. "I am High Admiral Vex Thara of the Galactic Hegemony," the alien said. Its voice was cold and emotionless. "Your planet has been chosen for integration into our empire. You have 72 hours to surrender completely. All military forces must stand down. All governments must submit to our authority. If you comply, your species will be allowed to serve us. If you resist, we will destroy your cities from space until you submit." The message ended. The bridge was silent for a long moment. "Well," said Captain Lee Dongwoo, Kim's best pilot. That was friendly. Lee was 32 years old and had never lost a fight in space. He flew the newest type of stealth fighter that most people didn't even know existed. Dr. Park So-jin stepped forward. She was Earth's top expert on alien technology, a brilliant scientist who had been studying captured alien devices for years. "Admiral, their ships are big, but that doesn't mean they're better than ours." Kim nodded. "How long until they reach Earth?" "At their current speed, 60 hours, replied his navigation officer. Kim looked at the tactical display. The alien fleet had stopped just beyond Pluto's orbit. They were arranged in perfect formation, like they were showing off. "They're confident," he said. "Too confident. Should we respond to their message?" asked the communication officer. "Not yet," Kim said. "First, we need to talk to General Yoon." Within an hour, Kim was in a secure video conference with military leaders from around the world. General Yoon Jae-sung appeared on the main screen. He was the head of Earth's unified military forces, a tough man who had been planning for this day for 20 years. "The alien message has been received by every government on Earth," General Yoon said. "Most world leaders want to know if we should surrender." "And what did you tell them?" asked Admiral Song Ki-moon, who commanded the forces around Mars. "I told them we've been preparing for this since we found the first alien probe," Yoon replied. "It's time to see if our plans work." Dr. Park So-jin leaned forward. "General, I've been studying their message. The translation system they use tells us something important. They think we're primitive. They expect us to be afraid and give up quickly." "Good," said Lieutenant Commander Choi Min-ah from her hidden position in the asteroid belt. "Let them think that." Engineer Kang Hyun-woo joined the conversation from his secret base on one of Jupiter's moons.
"All weapon platforms are ready, General."
"The aliens have no idea what we've built out here." Kim looked at the faces on his screen. These were Earth's best military minds, and they all looked calm. Not happy, but calm. They had been waiting for this day for a long time. "Remember," General Yoon said, "the key to our plan is patience. We let them make the first move. We let them think they're winning. And then we show them what humans are really capable of." The next 2 days passed slowly. The alien fleet stayed in position beyond Pluto, waiting for Earth's surrender. News networks around the world showed panic in some cities, but most governments kept their populations calm. They told people to stay in safe places but didn't reveal the true military situation. Kim spent the time checking and rechecking his fleet's positions. His ships were hidden in various places around the solar system. Some were behind Earth's moon, others near Venus, and a few were disguised as space junk floating in the asteroid belt. Dr. Park worked with her team to make sure all the captured alien technology was working properly. Years ago, a small alien probe had crashed on Earth's moon. Instead of announcing the discovery, Earth's governments had secretly reverse-engineered everything they could. They learned about alien shields, weapons, and most importantly, their weaknesses. Captain Lee and his pilots practiced their attack runs one more time. Their stealth fighters were based on alien technology, but improved with human engineering. They could fly faster and turn sharper than anything the aliens had. As the 72-hour deadline approached, Kim received a final message from General Yoon. "All forces are in position," the general said. "The aliens are about to learn that Earth is not the easy target they expected." Kim looked out at the stars one more time. Somewhere out there, beyond Pluto, 300 alien warships were getting ready to attack his home world. Their commanders probably thought this would be easy. They probably thought humans would run and hide. They were about to learn how wrong they were. "All ships prepare for battle," Kim ordered. "Remember, we're not just fighting for Earth today. We're showing the galaxy that humans don't surrender. We fight." The communication officer looked up. "Admiral, the aliens are sending another message." "Let me guess," Kim said. "Time's up?" "Yes, sir. They're demanding our immediate surrender." Kim smiled for the first time in 3 days. It was not a kind smile. "Send them our reply," he said. "Tell them that Earth's answer is no, and then activate all hidden defense systems. It's time to begin." In space, warning lights began blinking on alien ships as Earth's hidden weapons came online. High Admiral Vexithara was about to learn that sometimes the prey fights back. High Admiral Vexithara stood on the bridge of her flagship, looking at the small blue planet that would soon belong to the galactic hegemony. She was tall and proud, with smooth gray skin and eyes like black glass. She had conquered 17 worlds for the Empire, and Earth would be the 18th. "The deadline has passed," reported her tactical officer. "The humans have not responded to our demands." "As expected," Vexthara said. "Primitive species always need to be shown our power before they understand. Begin the bombardment. Send the advanced scout force to destroy their major cities." 50 of her best warships moved forward, their weapons charging up with deadly energy. Each ship was 3 times larger than anything the humans had, or so her intelligence reports claimed. The scout force commander was Captain Zektar, a veteran who had burned many worlds. "This will be over quickly," Zektar reported over the communication system. "Our sensors show no significant military presence around their planet. They must be hiding in fear." Vexithara watched the tactical display as her ships moved past Jupiter. Everything looked normal. Empty space, a few small asteroids, nothing threatening. The humans had probably never seen real warships before. But on Earth's moon, engineer Kang Hyunwoo was watching different displays. His fingers moved over controls that activated systems hidden throughout the solar system. For 20 years, Earth had been building weapons in secret, disguising them as space rocks and old satellites. "All platforms online," Kang reported to Admiral Kim Tae-ho. "The aliens are walking right into our trap." Lieutenant Commander Choi Min-ah waited behind one of Jupiter's moons with her submarine squadron. Yes, submarines in space. The idea had seemed crazy at first, but it worked. Her ships could hide behind planets and moons, move without being seen, and attack from unexpected angles. "Visual contact with alien scouts," Choi reported quietly. 50 ships moving in standard formation. "They think they own this solar system already." Captain Lee Dong-woo and his stealth fighters were even closer to the alien ships. His pilots had been waiting in powered-down fighters that looked like space debris. The aliens flew right past them without noticing. "Target the command ships first," Lee whispered into his radio. "Cut off their heads and the body dies." On her flagship, Vexithara watched her scouts approach the inner solar system. "Begin bombardment of the 3rd planet when you reach optimal range," she ordered. "Show these humans what happens to species that defy the hegemony." That was when everything went wrong. The first sign of trouble came when asteroids in the belt suddenly started moving. What the aliens thought were floating rocks revealed themselves as weapon platforms. Hundreds of them, all armed with kinetic cannons that fired solid metal projectiles at incredible speed. Dr. Park So-jin had learned something important from studying captured alien technology. The alien shields were designed to stop energy weapons like lasers and plasma bolts, but they weren't very good at stopping fast-moving chunks of metal. "Fire!" shouted Kang from his control center. The hidden weapons opened up all at once. Thousands of metal slugs shot through space at the alien ships. The aliens' energy shields flickered and failed as the kinetic rounds punched right through them. Captain Zektar watched in horror as his formation came apart. "Impossible!" he screamed. "Where are these weapons coming from?" "Behind you," said Captain Lee as his stealth fighters revealed themselves. Lee's squadron attacked the alien command ships from behind while they were distracted by the asteroid weapons. The human fighters were smaller and faster than anything the aliens expected. They flew between the big alien ships like angry wasps, firing missiles at weak points that Dr. Park's team had identified. Lieutenant Commander Choi chose that moment to attack from the side. Her space submarines came around Jupiter's moon in a perfect flanking maneuver. The aliens found themselves surrounded by enemies they hadn't even known were there. "All ships retreat," Captain Zektar ordered, but it was too late for most of his force. The human weapons were surprisingly effective. Instead of trying to match alien technology, Earth's engineers had gone in a different direction. They built simple, reliable weapons that hit hard and fast, while the aliens wasted energy on fancy shields and energy weapons. Humans used good old-fashioned kinetic force. Alien ship after alien ship exploded or went dead in space. Some tried to run, but Lee's fighters hunted them down. Others tried to fight back, but their energy weapons couldn't lock onto the fast-moving human ships. On the alien flagship, Vexthera watched her tactical display with growing shock. Of the 50 ships she had sent forward, only 12 were retreating back to the main fleet. The rest were destroyed or disabled. "How is this possible?" she demanded. "Our intelligence said they were primitive." "Admiral," her science officer reported with a shaking voice, "I'm detecting advanced technology signatures from the human weapons. This is not primitive technology. They have been hiding their true capabilities." Vexthera's black eyes grew even darker. No species had ever destroyed so many of her ships in a single battle. The humans had made her look foolish in front of her own fleet. "Prepare the main fleet for attack," she ordered. "We will burn their world to ash." But Admiral Kim Tae-ho was already planning the next phase of Earth's defense. He watched the retreating alien ships on his own displays and smiled grimly. "Phase 1 complete," he reported to General Yoon. "We've shown them we can fight. Now they're angry." "Good," replied General Yoon. "Angry enemies make mistakes. Are you ready for Phase 2? "All hidden fleets are standing by," Kim confirmed. "When they come at us with everything they have, we'll be ready." Dr. Park was analyzing data from the battle. "Admiral, I'm seeing exactly what we expected. Their shields failed against kinetic weapons, and their targeting systems can't track our stealth fighters effectively, but they're going to adapt quickly." "Then we better end this before they figure out all our tricks," Kim said. Captain Lee returned from the battle with all his fighters intact. "Admiral, the aliens are regrouping. I think they're planning something big." "Let them plan," Kim replied. "Earth has been preparing for this day for 20 years. We have surprises they haven't even dreamed of yet." High Admiral Vexithara stared at the blue planet that had just humiliated her fleet. She had been wrong about these humans. They weren't primitive at all. They had been waiting for this battle, preparing for it. But she had 250 ships left, and they had enough firepower to crack a planet in half. "The humans might be clever, but numbers didn't lie. Signal the fleet," she commanded. "We advance together. No more small attacks. We end this now." The trap had been sprung, and the aliens had walked right into it. But the real battle was just beginning. High Admiral Vexthara was no longer calm. The loss of 38 ships had shaken her confidence, but it had also made her angry. Very angry, she paced back and forth on her bridge, her black eyes burning with rage. "Signal the entire fleet," she commanded. "We advance together. Full power to all weapons. I want that planet turned to dust." Her remaining 250 ships began moving toward Earth in a massive formation. The alien admiral had decided that caution was a mistake. She would use overwhelming force to crush the humans quickly. But Dr. Bayu Jin was waiting for exactly this moment. She sat in a secret facility deep under Earth's surface, surrounded by computers and quantum physics equipment that most people couldn't even understand. For the past 5 years, she had been working on humanity's most secret weapon. "Quantum jammers are ready," she reported to General Yoon. "As soon as the alien fleet crosses the orbit of Saturn, we can cut them off from their home empire." General Yoon nodded. "Do it. Make sure they can't call for help." The quantum jammers were Dr. Bay's greatest invention. By creating interference in faster-than-light space, they could stop alien ships from communicating with their distant homeworld. The advancing alien fleet would be completely alone, cut off from any support. Admiral Song Ki-moon watched from his hidden base near Mars as the alien fleet approached. He commanded 50 of Earth's most powerful warships, but they had been disguised to look like space debris and old mining equipment. The aliens flew right past them without knowing they were there. Patience, Song whispered to his captains. Let them get deeper into our solar system. The farther they come, the harder it will be for them to escape. Major Han Soo-young and her Special Forces team were already aboard 3 alien ships. They had used small stealth pods to board the vessels during the confusion of the first battle. Now they waited inside the alien ships, ready to cause chaos from within. Han was Earth's best commando, trained in zero-gravity combat and alien technology. Her team had spent months learning how alien ships worked by studying captured equipment. They knew exactly which systems to target. Teams Alpha and Beta in position, Han reported through a secure communication channel. We can disable their main engines on my command. Admiral Kim Tae-ho coordinated all of Earth's forces from his flagship. He watched the tactical displays as the alien fleet moved deeper into the solar system. Everything was going according to plan. Remember, Kim told his officers, we're not trying to fight them ship to ship. We're turning their strength against them. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. The alien fleet was impressive to watch. Hundreds of massive warships moving in perfect formation, their weapons glowing with deadly energy. Any normal planet would surrender just from seeing such a force. But Earth wasn't normal. Earth had been preparing. As the alien fleet passed Saturn, Dr. Bay activated her quantum jammers. Suddenly, the aliens found themselves cut off from their empire. Their faster-than-light communications stopped working. They were alone in enemy territory. Admiral, Vexithara's communication officer reported in panic. We've lost contact with command. All FTL channels are being jammed. Impossible, Vexithara said, but her voice was less certain now. Keep trying to make contact. That was when Admiral Song revealed his hidden fleet. 50 Earth warships appeared from behind Mars, their weapons already charging. The aliens suddenly found enemy ships behind them as well as in front of them. Surprise, Song said over an open channel that all the alien ships could hear. The second battle began immediately, but this time the aliens were fighting on humanity's terms. Earth's ships used hit-and-run tactics, attacking fast and then disappearing behind planets and moons. The aliens' massive ships were powerful, but they were also slow and easy targets. Major Han chose that moment to strike from within. Her commandos began sabotaging critical systems on the alien ships they had infiltrated. Engines failed, weapons went offline, and life support systems started having accidents. Internal security breach on ships 7, 15, and 23. An alien officer reported to Vexithara. We have enemies aboard our own vessels. Vexithara couldn't believe what she was hearing. How did they get on our ships? The answer came from Captain Lee, whose stealth fighters were attacking from yet another direction. We've been watching you for years, he said over the radio. We know your ships better than you do. It was true. Ever since that first alien probe had been captured, Earth had been studying alien technology. They knew about alien weaknesses that the aliens themselves had forgotten. They understood how alien systems worked and, more importantly, how to break them. The battle spread across the inner solar system. Earth's forces attacked from every direction, using the planets and moons as cover. The aliens tried to maintain their formation, but it was impossible with enemies everywhere. Lieutenant Commander Choi's submarines attacked from the asteroid belt, using the rocks as camouflage. Engineer Kang's weapon platforms continued, firing from hidden positions. Dr. Park's analysis of alien technology gave Earth's forces a huge advantage in targeting weak spots where being hunted. One alien captain reported to Vexithara. They're not fighting like a normal military force. They're fighting like predators. Vexithara watched her tactical display as more and more red dots disappeared. Each red dot was one of her ships, destroyed or disabled by the clever humans. She was losing ships faster than she could count them. How many have we lost? She demanded. 87 ships destroyed or disabled, her tactical officer replied. And the count is rising. Intelligence Director Lim Era watched the battle from Earth's command center. For years she had been intercepting alien communications and learning about their military tactics. Every battle plan, every strategy, every weakness, Earth knew it all. They're trying to retreat to the outer system, Lim reported to General Yoon. Should we let them go? No, Yoon replied firmly. If we let them escape, they'll come back with a bigger fleet. This ends here. Admiral Kim received the order and smiled grimly. All ships begin the final phase. Don't let any alien vessel escape our solar system. What had started as an alien invasion was becoming a disaster for the galactic hegemony. Earth's forces had turned the hunters into the hunted. The aliens were trapped in a solar system that had become a maze of death, fighting an enemy that seemed to be everywhere at once. Vexithara realized too late that she had made a terrible mistake. The humans weren't primitive at all. They had been preparing for this battle for decades, turning their entire solar system into a weapon. "Signal the fleet," she ordered desperately. "Fighting retreat to the edge of the system. We need to escape and regroup." But Captain Oh Sung-jun was waiting with humanity's ultimate surprise. His ship carried a weapon that even Dr. Park wasn't sure would work. It was time to find out. The real battle was just beginning. High Admiral Vexthara knew she was losing. Of the 300 ships she had brought to conquer Earth, less than 100 were still fighting. The humans had turned her invasion into a nightmare, and now her surviving ships were trying desperately to escape the solar system. "All ships retreat to the edge of the system," she ordered. "We need to get out of range of their weapons." But Fleet Admiral Park Jin-ho had been waiting for this moment. He commanded Earth's largest hidden fleet, 60 massive warships that had been secretly built in the outer asteroid belt. For 20 years, these ships had been disguised as mining stations and space habitats. "Not so fast," Park said as his fleet revealed itself between the retreating aliens and the edge of the solar system. The aliens found themselves trapped. Earth's forces surrounded them from all sides. There was no escape route left. Intelligence Director Lim A-ra had been tracking galactic hegemony movements for years through captured alien technology. Earth knew about alien military tactics, their fleet compositions, and their standard invasion procedures. Everything the aliens were doing had been predicted and planned for. "Admiral Vexithara," Lim broadcast on all alien frequencies, "we know about your backup plans. We intercepted your communications with the Hegemony Command 6 months ago. We know about the second invasion fleet that was supposed to arrive if you failed." Vexthara felt cold fear creep up her spine. Impossible. "Those communications were encrypted with our highest security protocols." "Your security is not as good as you think," replied Dr. Park So-jin from her laboratory. "We've been reading your messages and cracking your codes for years. We know everything about your empire's military capabilities." It was true. Earth scientists had not only reverse-engineered alien technology, they had improved on it. Human computers could break alien codes, human sensors could track alien ships, and human weapons could destroy alien defenses. Captain Oh Sung-jun moved his experimental ship into position. He commanded the ESV Retribution, Earth's first vessel equipped with a modified alien faster-than-light drive. But this drive had been changed by human engineers into something the aliens had never imagined. "This is Captain O to all Earth forces," he broadcast. "Clear the target area. I'm preparing to deploy the space-time disruptor." The space-time disruptor was humanity's ultimate weapon, created by combining alien FTL technology with human quantum physics. It could create localized distortions in space-time itself, tearing apart anything caught in its field. Major Han Soo-young and her commandos were still aboard alien ships, continuing to sabotage them from within. "Admiral Vexithara," Han's voice came over the alien communication system. "Your engines are about to fail. My teams have been very busy." One by one, alien ships began losing power as Han's Special Forces teams completed their sabotage missions. The aliens were not only surrounded by enemies, they were being destroyed from inside their own vessels. Vexthara was desperate. She had never faced such a complete disaster. "All ships ramming speed," she ordered. "If we cannot escape, we will take their planet with us." The remaining alien ships turned toward Earth, their engines pushed to maximum power. If they were going to die, they would at least destroy the human homeworld. But Captain O was ready for this final desperate move. "Space-time disruptor charging," O reported calmly. "Target, alien ramming formation." The weapon powered up slowly, drawing energy from the ship's modified alien reactor. Space around the ESV Retribution began to shimmer and bend as the device prepared to fire. Admiral Kim Tae-ho watched from his flagship as the final moment approached. "All Earth ships clear the firing zone. Oh, you are authorized to fire when ready." "Understood, Admiral. Firing in 3, 2, 1. The space-time disruptor activated with a flash of impossible light. Reality itself seemed to twist and bend around the weapon's target area. The alien ships that were charging toward Earth suddenly found themselves caught in a field that tore at the very fabric of space. The effect was horrifying and beautiful at the same time. The alien vessels were pulled apart at the molecular level, their matter scattered across dimensions that human science barely understood. In seconds, 50 alien warships simply ceased to exist. Vexithara watched in terror as her final attack was destroyed before her eyes. "What kind of weapon is that?" she whispered. "The kind we build when someone threatens our home," Admiral Kim replied over an open channel. The few remaining alien ships stopped their attack, their crews too shocked to continue fighting. They had come to conquer a primitive world, and instead found themselves facing technology they couldn't understand. Dr. Bei Yujin activated another surprise. Her quantum jammers didn't just block faster-than-light communications. They could also create a barrier that prevented FTL travel. The surviving aliens were trapped in the solar system with no way to escape. "Attention, alien fleet," General Yoon broadcast to the remaining ships. "You are surrounded, outnumbered, and cut off from your empire. Your weapons are inferior, your shields are failing, and your ships are being sabotaged from within. You have one choice: surrender now or be destroyed." Vexithara looked around her bridge at her terrified crew. Her mighty invasion fleet had been reduced to less than 30 functional ships. The humans had outfought her, outthought her, and outplanned her at every step. "Admiral," her tactical officer said quietly, "we cannot win this battle. Perhaps we should consider their terms." For the first time in her military career, High Admiral Vexithara was forced to admit defeat. The species she had expected to conquer in a few hours had instead destroyed her fleet and trapped her in their solar system. "Human forces," she broadcast with a voice full of shame. "This is High Admiral Vexithara. I request terms for surrender." Admiral Kim smiled grimly. "Your surrender is accepted, Admiral. Prepare to be boarded. And Admiral, welcome to Earth." The invasion was over, but humanity's message to the galaxy was just beginning. Captain Lee and his fighters escorted the surviving alien ships to a secure area near Earth's moon. Major Han and her team secured the alien vessels from within. Dr. Park began studying the captured ships for more advanced technology. But the most important person was still to come. President Shin Na-young was preparing a message that would change the galaxy forever. President Shin Na-young stood in Earth's global command center, looking at the screens that showed the captured alien fleet. 28 alien warships floated near Earth's moon, their crews now prisoners of the species they had come to conquer. High Admiral Vexithara sat in a detention cell aboard Admiral Kim Tae-ho's flagship. Still trying to understand how her invasion had failed so completely, she had brought 300 of the Galactic Hegemony's best ships to subdue what should have been a primitive world. Now she was a prisoner, and most of her fleet was space debris. "Bring the alien commander to the communication center," President Shin ordered. "It's time for her to help us send a message to her empire." Admiral Kim escorted Vexithara to Earth's main communication facility. The alien admiral looked around at the advanced human technology with new eyes. Everything she had been told about humanity was wrong. "Your intelligence was very bad," Kim said as they walked. "We've been watching your empire for decades. We know about your military, your politics, your weaknesses, but you knew nothing about us," Vexithara nodded sadly. "How long have you been preparing for our arrival?" "Since we found your first probe 25 years ago," Kim replied. "We've been getting ready for this day ever since." In the communication center, President Shin waited with Ambassador Ryu Tai-min, Earth's first diplomatic representative to the galactic community. Ryu was a calm, intelligent man who would soon have the dangerous job of negotiating with alien empires. "Admiral Vexithara," President Shin said politely, "you're going to help us contact your government. We have a message to send." Dr. Park Seo-jin had repaired several alien communication systems using captured technology. Earth could now broadcast on all galactic hegemony frequencies, reaching every corner of their empire. What are you going to tell them?" Vexithara asked nervously. "The truth," President Shin replied. The transmission began. President Shin's image was sent across hundreds of light years to every world in the galactic hegemony. Her voice was calm and clear as she delivered humanity's message to the galaxy. "I am President Shin Na-young of the planet Earth," she began. "Your invasion fleet arrived at our world 3 days ago, demanding our surrender. High Admiral Vexithara gave us 72 hours to submit to your empire or face destruction." The alien leaders watching the transmission across the galaxy leaned forward. What had happened to their invasion fleet? "We chose a third option," President Shin continued. "We destroyed your fleet." Images appeared on the screen showing the wreckage of alien ships floating in Earth's solar system. The Galactic Hegemony leaders watched in shock as they saw their advanced warships reduced to twisted metal and debris. Of the 300 ships you sent to conquer us, 28 survived, Shin said. Your admiral and her remaining crews are now our prisoners. But here is what I want you to understand. We could have destroyed every single ship. We chose mercy instead. Admiral Ko Young-soo stood behind the president. He commanded Earth's first interstellar expeditionary force, ships that were already being prepared for humanity's expansion into the galaxy. Soon humans would be visiting other star systems, not as conquerors but as explorers and traders. Do not mistake our mercy for weakness, President Shin warned. Earth has been preparing for contact with your empire for 25 years. We have studied your technology, learned your tactics, and developed weapons specifically designed to counter your military advantages. What you saw as a primitive world was actually a trap that you walked into willingly. The transmission showed footage from the battle, alien ships being torn apart by human kinetic weapons, stealth fighters attacking from impossible angles, hidden fleets revealing themselves at the perfect moment, the space-time disruptor making entire squadrons disappear. We know about your second invasion fleet, Shin continued, causing panic among the alien leaders watching. We intercepted your communications months ago. We know it consists of 500 ships and is currently 3 months away from our solar system. I suggest you recall it immediately. Intelligence Director Lim A-ra had indeed been monitoring all Galactic Hegemony military communications. Earth knew about backup plans, reserve fleets, and military strategies that the aliens thought were secret. Earth is now aware of your existence, President Shin said, her voice becoming harder. We are coming to the galaxy not as your subjects, but as your equals. We will establish our own colonies, trade with species that want peace, and defend any world that asks for our protection. Ambassador Ryu stepped forward. Any empire or species that threatens humanity or our allies will face the same fate as this invasion fleet. We have proven that we can defend ourselves. Do not force us to prove that we can attack as well. The message continued with technical details that made the alien leaders even more nervous. Earth had not just defeated the invasion fleet, they had captured advanced galactic hegemony technology and were already improving on it. Human scientists were making breakthroughs that alien researchers hadn't achieved in centuries. We are returning your surviving personnel to you as a gesture of good faith, President Shin announced. Admiral Vexithara and her crews will be released with their ships repaired and their medical needs met. They will carry this message back to your empire, along with evidence of what happened here. Dr. Bei Yu-jin had spent the last 2 days studying captured alien FTL drives. Human engineers were already building improved versions that would make Earth's ships faster than anything in the Galactic Hegemony fleet. In 1 month, Ambassador Ryu Taimin will arrive at your capital world aboard our first diplomatic vessel, Shin continued. He will negotiate Earth's position in galactic politics. I suggest you treat him with respect. The transmission ended with a final warning. The age of easy conquest is over. Humanity has joined the galactic community, and we will not be conquered, enslaved, or intimidated. Choose your future interactions with us wisely. 2 weeks later, the repaired alien ships left Earth's solar system. Admiral Vexithara commanded the small fleet with a heavy heart. She would have to explain to her superiors how a species they considered primitive had destroyed the pride of the Galactic Hegemony Navy. Admiral, one of her officers asked, what do we tell the High Command? Vexithara looked back at the blue planet that had changed everything. We tell them the truth. The humans are not primitive. They are dangerous, intelligent, and they have been preparing for war longer than we thought possible. We tell them that Earth cannot be conquered. As the alien survivors departed, Admiral Ko's expeditionary force was preparing to leave in the opposite direction. Earth's first interstellar colony ships were almost ready, equipped with human-improved alien technology and protected by warships that could face any threat. Captain Lee had been promoted to lead the fighter squadrons that would protect human colonies. Major Han would train special forces teams for operations on alien worlds. Dr. Park would continue studying alien technology to keep Earth's military advantages. The galaxy had learned a new fact. Humans did not surrender. When threatened, they fought back with intelligence, determination, and weapons that turned their enemies' strengths into weaknesses. Earth's message had been received throughout the galactic hegemony. Some alien species were frightened by humanity's display of power. Others were curious about these new arrivals who had defeated the mighty hegemony fleet. But all of them understood one thing clearly. The galaxy had changed. A new power had emerged, and it would not be ignored or easily defeated. Humanity had announced its arrival among the stars not with words, but with the wreckage of those who had underestimated them.